Hi, everybody. Dr. Nikita Vizniak here with the amazing.
Dr. Catherine Chung.
And today we're going to be talking about our specific carbohydrate diet. And of course, all of
Yes.
this information, as we know, comes from our nutrition text. And what we are going to be doing is Dr. Chung is a major contributor to this book. She's also an expert in nutrition as well. Our Better, Faster, Stronger, Longer, Evidence-Informed Nutrition, 3 Steps to Feeling Better. You can do it.
We
We
can
can
help.
help. Eating for optimal health. So, this specific carbohydrate diet can be found on page 90. Oh, I'm going hypoallergenic. Page 94 will get us there right away. So, Dr. Chung, tell me about this diet. What do I have to do here?
Pretty much you're going to be focusing on very specific carbs, and those specific carbs are going to be more in the veg form. So
Mm-hmm.
if you, this isn't a plant-only diet, but it is a no grains, low sugar, and low lactose, and
And
no
low
fun diet.
fun. Okay,
It's
because you
very
didn't know
low
these
in
things
fun.
out. Yeah. Dr. Chung actually made that joke earlier, so I have to give her credit on that one. But it's, yeah, she said this is a low fun diet if you want it.
It is a low fun diet. And simply because it's one of the harder ones because you can't have any grains. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely no grains. And because like we've talked about before, you need carbohydrates to live, that means you're going to be leaning on a lot of your veg as the form of carbohydrates or legumes for your carbohydrates essentially. And the reason why this diet was created was to help treat people with celiac disease, which is has these gluten sensitivities, but also for irritable bowel syndrome as well,
Mm-hmm.
or irritable bowel disease, sorry. So Crohn's ulcerative colitis.
Yep.
And the reason for that and that they created this one comparative to just being gluten-free is because of the cross reactivities with gluten and all these other different foods. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the things that you'll see on the foods to avoid cross react with gluten, and that's why it's so beneficial for celiac patients.
Yeah, when we're looking at this specific carb diet here, what are some of the things that I should really be focusing on? Where can I find my nutrients and my enjoyment in life potentially out of this?
So a lot of it's going to be either nuts and seeds. You can use honey as a sweetener instead of other sugars, and then you'll lean on a lot of beans or protein. So it's going to be very protein forward
Hmm.
and very veg forward if you think about it that way. And you're not going to be leaning on any grains at all.
Yeah.
So then if you think of and you want to look up kind of recipes, what I tend to tell my patients is if you just follow more of like a keto or paleo type of recipes, you'll hit the specific carbohydrate diet one.
Hmm.
The only thing that you have to be careful of is at that top right corner on the current page that we're on is the FOS, so fructooligosaccharides. So those are really specific sugars that will irritate the gut and worsen celiac or IBD conditions.
Yeah.
And those ones you don't really hear very often, FOS, but they can be found in a lot of your probiotics or supplements. So you just have to watch out for that with
All
the
right.
SCD diet.
Great tip. Great tip for sure.
Mm.
So one of the things that I like about this, what you're approved for, is we have actually this year I've just gotten into beekeeping with my daughters. So we have bees and you can see honey as a sweetener. Try and get some raw natural honey if you can, and there will be a good choice for you. Okay,
Mhm.
so other than the FOS, what are some other things that we should be avoiding in this diet?
So any form of sugar. Now remember, it's not going to be sugar free, it's just sugar low, right?
Yeah,
And that's something to remember.
good point. Good
But
point.
when you're looking on that list, it's mostly most of the processed sugars. So high
Hmm.
fructose corn syrup, you're looking at white sugar, molasses, some of those things. But even maple syrup is just because it's so densely high comparative to the more raw, unpasteurized honey, essentially.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
don't give it
yeah.
to babies. You don't want to
Yeah,
give them.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you got your canned vegetables with added ingredients, some legumes and things
Yeah.
like that are going to be in there too, which is kind of surprising for some people. Starchy tubers like potatoes, turnips kind of surprises people too. So, yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then that bottom one, all milk or milk products because they're high in lactose.
Hmm.
So lactose is a sugar, so people always forget that lactose is a sugar.
Hmm.
It's just a milk sugar. But a lot of my patients nowadays, with the advent of some technology, they're starting to buy lactose-free milk. But you have to be really careful with that. If you ever tasted, have you ever tasted lactose-free milk,
I
Dr.
have
Nick?
I have not. We'll do like an oat milk or a almond
Mhm.
milk or something like that. Typically is what we'll pick outside of cow's milk. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So lactose-free milk is cow's milk, but they just taken the lactose out of it.
Yeah.
But it tastes really funny if you just take the lactose out because it is a sugar. So what
Hmm.
they do is they end up just putting sugar back in to make it taste like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
milk, but it's
Yeah.
like sweeter than regular milk. So if you're following the SCD diet or just in general, just don't choose lactose-free milk. Literally choose another one because
Hmm.
yeah, you're drinking real milk, but they're just putting more sugar into it. So you're doing yourself a disservice, to be
Well, yeah,
honest. I'd
you're
rather
just
you
looking.
just drink regular milk.
Absolutely. You're looking at more processing for a refined carbohydrate. No, thank you. You might as well go have a can of pop or something, right? Like, yeah. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
there's other benefits in the milk, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
could just lean on the alternatives, like you were saying, Dr. Nick.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
So what are my risks? Like, as with any diet, we're always looking at the potential for lack of nutrients because of the restriction of the diet if you take it too far and don't eat enough varied foods within it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's again nutrient deficiency. But I mean, if you have IBD or you have celiac disease, if you're not doing other things to kind of help support and heal up that gut, then no matter what type of diet you're eating, you're going to be nutrient deficient because you're not
Yeah.
actually absorbing anything
Exactly. That
anyways, right?
malabsorption issues for sure are huge for people. And that's one thing people don't remember with supplementation or even just regular eating is if you have an underlying condition that's preventing the absorption, you can eat as much as you want. And if it's not getting into your bloodstream and making it into your body, it's ineffective, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So are there supplements particular that you recommend on this diet, this specific carb diet?
Um, well, usually a really good multivitamin would just be a catch-all, I find. One that has really good forms of B12 and folate, which are going to be the methylated forms, so methylcobalamin or methylfolate.
Yep.
Those are good ingredients to actually look at to see if it's a quality product or not, because it takes a little bit more money to actually create those and to put it into the supplement. So if
Hmm.
they're willing to put that investment into those specific ingredients, then all the other ones are going to be actually pretty good too.
Hmm.
Now, the list of supplements that we have here are things that you want to look out for to avoid in your supplements
Hmm.
actually, and it's just because it can irritate the gut and can and it's like foods that are not safe for the SCD, and you
Hmm.
can see FOS, fructose, corn gum, all of those are going to be there, but they're just different forms of sugar, really, if you think about it, or different
Yeah.
forms of carbohydrates. So,
Well, or man-made sugars too, right? With some of the stuff that we're
mhm,
seeing there as well. So, okay.
yeah.
All right. And then when we're looking at here, this is what your typical plate would look like. So half a plate of non-starchy vegetables and fruit, lean organic proteins wherever you can find them, and whole grains and starchy vegetables over here, excluding what kind of key things though, Dr. Chung?
Excluding most legumes, excluding sugar, and excluding all grains, essentially. So, all the fun stuff.
Yeah. And the milks and the dairy products, of course, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Throw
yeah.
that into as well. All right. Well, Dr. Chung, as usual, you are a wealth of knowledge and a fantastic person to learn from on this. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you in the next video or in a seminar in the future. Bye,
Yes,
everybody.
100%. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.